It's me, 𝗥xy Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the eSpot.
And welcome back to episode 13 of the Joint Slay podcast.
Yes, 13! Wow!
13, lucky number 13.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a fun episode because we are nearing Junior Eurovision. It is just a few days away. It's happening this Sunday. So in this episode, we're going to be going over our Junior Eurovision top 10, each of our own personal top 10s, as well as the running order, which was announced this week. And also, of course, we have Eurovision news. We have the fourth and final semi-final of Malta's national selection. We have the update of who made it through for Vidbir. And we also have some rumors about a potential comeback country, Bulgaria, and a potential comeback artist, Victoria. So we're excited to talk about that. And we also have one of the most beloved Eurovision artists coming under fire and potentially going to jail. Who knows? We shall see. So it's going to be a fun, exciting little episode we've got going on, so make sure you stay tuned. But first, we want to give a little shout out to our patrons. These are people who went over to patreon.com/jointslaypodcast and subscribed. And if you would like a shout out, and if you would like early access to every single one of our episodes we've put out so far, full-length video, ad-free, all of that, make sure you head over to our Patreon and subscribe over there. Also, when we're getting into the national selection season, we're not going to be able to cover these national selections in depth. So you want to know where we're going to be covering them? Over on the Patreon. So make sure you go over there and subscribe. But we want to give a shout out to everyone who has subscribed to our Patreon so far. So shout out to Meredith, Daniil, Obili, Alistair, Russell, Carolina, Shoegazer, Daniel, Kathleen, Suniva, and Norbert. So shout out to all of you guys, and shout out to everybody who has been watching the episodes here on YouTube, listening over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting us.
And thank you, especially to the people who leave comments and let us know what they think, because that's one of the fun parts for us, is that we get to also continue on the conversation with you in the comments during the live streams and after the fact. Let us know what you think, and let us know what your favorite songs are. Let us know what country you're from. Just drop a flag emoji so that we can see who's watching and who likes the show.
Yes, I always love hearing where everybody's from. It's always so interesting to see who's actually, like, I don't know, especially as Americans, it's kind of fun that we get to see, you know, that people from all over the world are listening and tuning in. It's always fun to see.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. So first up, we have some serious business to get into. So the
most serious thing for Eurovision fans possible, a ranking.
Yes, rankings. So I love a ranking. Everybody loves a ranking. And so we are very, very excited to give our top 10 for Junior Eurovision this year. Now, this is ahead of the contest, and this is ahead of rehearsals. Rehearsals have kind of started, and by the time you're seeing this, all the rehearsals and stuff will have been out. But you know, we're filming this before everybody has come out. So this should just be your overall rankings of the songs before the contest. Who are your favorites? So we are just going to be doing our top 10 because we don't want to, you know, rank any child last. That just kind of seems wrong. So we don't want to do that. So we're just going to keep it positive and give our top 10 over here. All right. So we're just going to do this where I'm going to say my 10th place. We'll both say our 10th places, and then, you know, we might have some comments or whatever. So in my 10th place is the Netherlands with their song Holding On To You by Sepp and Jasmine. So I really love this entry. I feel like it's kind of been growing on me. And I just feel like there's such competent performers. Rewatching their live performance over and over again, it's just like I'm expecting greatness from them, and I feel like this is a really unique entry for the Netherlands. And I really do feel like it balances that it's not super adult, but it's also like a very respectable kind of song that can be enjoyed by everyone. So I really see them doing really well.
I have for my 10th place, 1 point goes to Ireland.
Ireland. Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good
It's
that's
a
a good
it's a,
one.
it's a good one. Something about this song in particular is I feel like this is the most mature of all of the songs.
Mm.
Actually, like I feel like this is actually a very mature song for adults. And I wish that they would send something like this to Eurovision. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I wish that Ireland would send something like with this amount of like power and skill and creativity
Mhm.
and like emotional feeling to it. Something that
Yeah.
feels so real. I would like to see that energy in Eurovision for Ireland. That's my wish.
Yeah. I agree. Well, my 2 points, my 9th place, goes to the United Kingdom.
Mm.
So yes, I honestly, I mean, this entry, it's just solid. Again, similar to the Netherlands, it is just a solid entry, solid professional, slick. It's just a really good song. It's a bop. It's my vibe. So and I feel like this one I'm a little concerned about. I suppose maybe how the audience will react to it because they're older singers and maybe it leans more mature than maybe the Netherlands, for example. But so I never know how that's going to go. Sometimes juries favor or they don't favor entries like that. So you never really know. But I just think it's a great solid entry from the United Kingdom. So they are my 9th place.
Yeah, and I saw that they had a little performance, a little TV
Mm.
something or other live, and I did watch that. And I have to say, it improved my impression of the song
Ooh.
because I remembered in the video, I felt like it felt like it was filmed with them not even in the same room.
Hmm.
Like you couldn't get any chemistry. But whenever they did that little TV performance, they actually kind of like broke out of the little stages and were like together. And it was like, oh, okay, like I see how they operate together now. And so they were
Yeah.
bringing me into it a little bit. So I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. Um, my 2 points goes to North Macedonia.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I feel like this one has a really nice, like artistic, out of the box element to it. And I feel like it's really been standing out to me as I've listened to the songs and as I was going through the list. And so
Hmm.
I wouldn't have felt right if I left this one off because I feel like it's a little bit closer to the type of music that I normally listen to. So it's kind of
Hmm.
interesting to see that in a children's contest.
Yeah. Well, my 8th place is going to go to Ireland as well. Well, not as well, but Ireland, which has previously been mentioned. And I agree. It's just, like I said in my initial reaction, this one just gets me in my Irish vibes. I'm running through meadows, I'm running through castles. It just transports me to another world. And I agree. I feel like honestly, in Eurovision, Ireland feels so caught up in trying to like send a song that makes send a Eurovision song, but also are like thinking too hard about making something that would be like heard on the radio, which actually then creates the most bland, boring song that you'd never hear on the radio because
And
it's
they
just
don't
so
ever
bad.
become hits.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you're trying to make a hit, most of the time that hit does not hit. So,
Mhm.
whereas in Junior Eurovision, it just feels like they're being a little more authentic to just themselves and to the artists, and they're just creating really good art, and I feel like that translates to the results in the end. So I love this entry so much, and I'm rooting for my girl. And I saw Miss Sophie Lennon is in Nice. I don't know if she's on stage, but she was there.
Well, it's nice to at least know that she's there for like moral support as someone who's been through the
Yeah.
contest before. But oh my God, would that be cool if she went on stage?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Okay, I just had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe since you're on a phone, I do have a pen, so I could keep track. If we keep track of the amount of points and we could do a little scoreboard thingy, and then we know like who our combined winner is. Could we do that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
because you just gave how many? 3 to Ireland?
Mm-hmm.
And then you gave 2 to UK?
Mm-hmm.
And who was your 1?
Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands is 1. Okay. Okay, cool. I'll keep track then.
Our
And then
two-person jury.
Our 2-person jury. You can have a jury with 2 people. So yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so my 3 points goes to, and this might surprise you if you know me, France.
Ooh.
I know. Yeah, I really like this one. This was another one that kind of grew on me a little bit, and I just feel like the package is really good. The song is really strong. It might not be the most experimental song, but it really represents, I think, French music really well. And she really like does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And it is super catchy. And I felt like, I've got to give France their due on this. So they're going to get my 3 points.
Yeah. Well, actually, my 4 points also go to France.
How about
So
that?
just one spot higher, but I agree with everything you said. I feel like a lot of these entries that are kind of like in this placement for me are all entries that are just done really, really well. They're presented well. They work well with the artist. Like the whole package is kind of perfect for what it is. With this one, like it kind of, I don't think it's spoken to me the way I expected a song like this to. It was a little higher in my rankings, and I just think some other ones really like rose to the occasion for me, and maybe this one has faded a little bit back for me just because I think maybe it's so similar to other entries they've sent before. But I mean, it's still solid. This is one I totally see as a contender for winning this year. France could definitely do a back-to-back. Who knows? Who knows? But
has that happened before, a back-to-back win in junior?
With
Poland,
your people,
right?
with Poland, yeah. Yep. I think that's the only time ever. Well deserved. 2 great entries.
I've
I
seen
don't
other people say France has a chance to win. I'm not sure I agree necessarily, but that would be really cool if they did. That would be impressive. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so my 4 points go to Albania.
Ooh.
This was a song I liked from the very beginning. I liked that it feels, again, kind of like with North Macedonia, a little bit more experimental, a little bit closer to the type of music that I like to listen to. And that is what I always base my rankings off of. Okay. I always base them off of the songs that like I want to put in my playlist, the songs I want to listen to. And the ones at the top of the ranking, like those are the songs that I'm obsessed with. The songs that I listen to on repeat. So this really kind of matches my vibe. And again, it's like, it's neat to see that in a contest geared towards children because it kind of breaks the mold on like what we expect children's music to be.
So my 5 points actually might be a little surprising to people. It is Ukraine. Now, I don't think people are surprised that it's here. Like it's in my top 10, but I think people would be surprised for it to be kind of lower.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
So this entry, I mean, I absolutely adore it. I just think like it's everything I love in a Junior Eurovision entry. It's like kind of playful, but it's also cultural, and it's just fun. And honestly, like Anastasia's an icon, a queen. Like I see it for her. It just gets they never fixed when they revamped it the repetitiveness of it, and I think for me that made it not as listenable compared to other songs. Not that I'm not listening to it, but whereas some songs get better every time you listen to it, this one, it doesn't get bad, but it's just that repetitiveness to where then I find myself, moving on to another song, maybe a little faster, because I'm like, well, halfway through I've heard the song. So, but I absolutely adore it. I seriously, it's one of my favorites of this year. And again, it's like that vibe that I just love in Junior Eurovision. And I'm hoping that she gets an amazing result. Honestly, like Ukraine was kind of snubbed Ukraine was kind of snubbed last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember they had an entry, I feel like, was it Don't Believe, or Don't Believe doesn't sound right because like that doesn't seem like a good message. Don't Stop, I think, a couple years ago. It was that girl, that redheaded girl that ended up doing the promo for Eurovision in 2017. Do you remember that? Where it was like, for some reason, the promo for Eurovision 2017 in Ukraine, they did a parody of Try Everything by Shakira. And this little girl, and it was come to Ukraine, celebrate diversity. And it was like to Try Everything by Shakira.
I
It
don't
was
remember this at all.
it was the weirdest thing ever. But that was her. And then she went on to represent Ukraine, I think, like in 2017 in Junior Eurovision. Queen, love her, one of my favorite. Anyways, I kind of am scared because she kind of got snubbed. And I almost see that fate for Miss 𝗥𝗶𝗆, but I hope not. I'm rooting for her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So my 5 points go to Georgia. This was another one that just really stood out to me from the beginning. I know that you're not as much of a fan of this one, but there's just something about the musicality of this song, and I actually really love when the male vocalists come in. I don't know, something about like their method of singing and the way that they sound. It really like it catches me. Like they caught me from the first time that I heard it. And I also just really liked Georgia generally in Junior Eurovision. Last year they were my winner. And I can't wait to see what they do for this one, because also the video was kind of like surreal, like they were like flying in the video. And so I can't wait to see how they like translate that onto stage, because I don't think they're going to be flying.
No, this is one that I certainly am very excited and like anticipating hearing and seeing live. Like there are some entries where you look at them and you're just like, this is an entry that you just get excited for how they're going to deliver it. And this is one of them for me, even if it's not like my favorite entry and people were dragging me for it. But I'm excited to see it live. So we'll see. So my 6 points goes to Germany. Yes. So this entry has honestly risen for me over like time and time again. Boop, 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 boop. Up and up and up and up. It just gets better with each listen. It's one of those ones that just is addictive. I feel like when I listen to it, never a skip, ever. I am every single time. And I don't know. I just think also I love the fact that it's bringing something more than just a song, but she's really delivering a message. And it's also such a personal story from her. So it's just 100% authentic. All of that I feel through the music as well. So I really, really love this one. Honestly, this one I can even see growing even more in my rankings at this point.
Obviously, I am a stan.
Oh,
so for people who don't know, although I'm guessing if you're watching two people talk at length about Junior Eurovision, you've probably seen the music video for 𝗠𝗏𝘅𝘆. But the girl in the music video is actually wearing this sweater that says "Love Around You," and I literally was just like, I was just in my mall in suburban Maryland. It's a tiny mall. It's a crappy mall. Okay. It's not even a good one. And I was just, walking through H&M like I do every single time I go to the mall, which is all the time because I'm like across the street from it pretty much. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's the sweater from the video, from the music video. And there was only a few left. It was in my size and it was on sale.
Oh.
And I went up to the counter and I was like, oh my God, like to the girl, she's like, did you find everything okay? Like, oh my God, yeah, I can't believe I found this sweater. It's in a music video for this song that I love. And of course, then the girl says, oh, what music video? And I have to be like,
this 9-year-old.
This I was like, oh, it's a German singer. It's a song from Germany. But I realized I couldn't explain further.
It's always a lot whenever you get into those moments where you're like, oh shit, wait, I don't really have This person does not want to hear this whole spiel about this European contest. But
No, right?
you never know where that person could have been a Euro fan.
Yeah.
And that could have made their day, but
yeah.
yeah.
But I love the sweater. It's really like comfortable, and I like
It's
how like
cute.
roomy it is. Yeah.
I'm kind of gagged you even like recognized it.
Well,
I don't
let's
know,
just say I watched the video a lot.
I figure.
I've been trying to learn the signs.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, she actually, well, for people who are watching, if you don't know,
Yes.
𝗤𝗍 did do a kind of like tutorial, like a up close video where she's just signing the song. Because in the music video, she's like signing, but there's like all these cuts and you can't really see what she's doing with her hands. But she did a video where she actually like does the signs like nice and slowly to the whole song. And you can watch that on her Instagram.
And we will be watching.
Okay, so 6 points for me go to the Netherlands.
Ooh. Oh.
So I like the song a little bit more than you do, I guess. I don't know. There's something, I don't know. I just like the like fun, like dance, electronic, techno kind of vibe to it. I just feel like that's so Dutch to kind of throw something in like that. So this one just really like does something for me. And again, it's kind of like the type of thing that I normally like, but I've been really impressed by like the music video was really good. The performances we saw were really good. And I just feel like this is one that's just going to be so put together that it's just going to knock our socks off at the final show.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited because also I know they did change up a few things. I know I had a friend that went to they did like a little showing or whatever, and they did a live performance there, and they said it was like a sneak peek of the live performance, and they said they definitely switched some things up, and that's exciting because the Netherlands never switches things up in Junior Eurovision.
Interesting. Something to look forward to then.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, my 7 points goes to Portugal.
Oh, wow.
I love this song so much. Like, I honestly, it's one of those things where I wish I could put this one higher. Like, honestly, this one and Up for me are all so amazing. Like, there's just some other ones that I just can't have lower than this one, but this one is just so good, and it just speaks to me. And I feel like the lyrics when I'm listening to them, I don't know, like I'd be getting a little emotional when I'm listening to it because it's just like the lyrics actually feel so timely, I suppose. Like when you dig into them, like they could be interpreted as many things, but I love this entry so much. And again, it's like that authenticity that you feel from her. And it's catchy and it builds beautifully. And it's one that is like addictive. Like I will listen to this one like multiple times in a row because it's just like so good. And anytime I see it on my timeline, click, listen, I love it. I love Portugal so much. I hope I don't see anybody really talking about it, and it makes me so scared because I love this one so much.
It's really good. I liked how it was also a little bit artistic and like a little bit more mature. It hasn't clicked for me yet though. Maybe seeing it live might change that, but that one just totally hasn't clicked. But it is really good. It's really solid. So my 7 points go to Armenia.
Oh,
had to put the Yan girls up in the top of my ranking. Come on.
You better.
I mean, it's a bop. It's a bop. So it's just like, yet again, it's another example of Armenia just really bringing something really strong, really like digestible, but not like cliche. Like it still feels really fresh. Obviously, Milena was amazing. And what was the name of the singer last year?
𝗫𝗏.
She was great too. She was really good. So I like what they're doing. I would like to see that maybe switch it up a little bit next year, just to see like what else they've got, cooking in their like young music industry. But this one is great. I see this one doing really, really well at the contest.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll find out what you think soon.
Well, my 8 points go to España. I love you. This one, again, like all of these ones, but this one especially was lower in my rankings and has really grown as time has progressed. I feel like it's to me the perfect Junior Eurovision entry. It is like, oh, I always feel like I use the wrong words when I say this, like not kid friendly, but like it's age appropriate. Like it is that, like it is for what Junior Eurovision's audience is supposed to be. But also just so well done. Like it's not childish in a sense of childish in a negative way. Like it is just done perfectly. Oh, it's just so good. And the visuals of that damn music video,
so good.
oh my God. Like I really wanted to do a inspired look from this song because I just thought what I really wanted to do was me swinging in the air, but I couldn't figure out really how. I was like, I feel like if I edit a swing, it's going to look really bad. And I was like, well, the swing set near my house is closed right now. It's under construction. So they took away the swings. So I can't go and swing on those swings. So I was like, but I just love this entry so much. I honestly, out of all the ones, I really, there's a couple I really want to win, but of the ones that are kind of being seen as like potential winners, like for me, Spain is that girl for me.
Yeah, same. My personal prediction right now is that Spain is winning.
Oh, I hope so. I want them to win so bad. They deserve it. Like they just put so much effort into Junior Eurovision, and it's about time they get their applause.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, it's a really solid entry. Okay, so my 8 points go to Ukraine.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So this one hasn't grown off on me at all. I actually don't mind that it's a little bit repetitive. Because I feel like it's repetitive, but because it's only really one word that's repeating, I just sort of hear it as just like another instrument. So it's just necessarily the sound. I don't feel like I'm really like holding it as lyrics in a way. So it doesn't feel like she's repeating anything. It feels like she's playing a note. She's just playing a note. And I think this song is just great. I think it's a song, like you just said about Spain. It's just like a really like age appropriate song. Like it hits the target audience for Junior Eurovision really well, but also it's like fun as an adult. Like I was driving listening to that on my commute home today. Like it still is like it's a great song for children, but it's not childish. So I think they just did an amazing job with this, and I'm sure the staging is going to be insane.
Oh, yes. Well, all right. Oh my God, we're in the top 2. My 10th place goes to none other than North Macedonia. Yes, girl. Oh my God. This entry, this in my first place, like it really is. It's one of those situations where you're just like, oh, I mean, honestly, all my top 3, but my top 2, I wish I could I want them to both win. But this one is just so good. And this is one that would hold up in adult Eurovision and Junior Eurovision. I feel like actually Macedonia, they're not coming back, are they? Or are they back?
Well, we don't know. Wait, I don't think we know.
Yeah.
Wait, or are they?
They weren't there last year, were they? The last thing we have was Circles.
Circles, right? No, I don't think
we'll do a rate check on that
yet. We don't have the participation list, so
yes. But if they come back to Eurovision or whatever, I want this. Like they could literally send this to adult Eurovision and I would be obsessed. It holds up. Yeah. And it holds up either way. Like it's not too mature where it feels like super adult and like not appropriate for a children's contest, but somehow it manages to work in both spaces. I feel like in my mind, the ethnic elements, just everything. It reminds me actually of this song that I kept hearing on TikTok that everybody was doing those AI photos of them making themselves pregnant. And I don't know what language it was. I want to say it was in Serbian, that song, but Moj amore. I don't know. People know what I'm talking about. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, you know what I'm speaking about. But I could see it, you know, somebody get their hands on that and make it a TikTok song. I see it for her. I'm hoping to God this is not underrated. I'm hoping they slay that staging. I'm hoping they get a great result. Hey, you know, let me not lose faith. Let me keep the faith, as Miss Tamara from Georgia said, because they got a great result with their song Fire. And I mean, you know, let's make it happen again. Was Fire their last entry? It might have been, but I'm not too sure. But it was one of their last.
Well, I would love to see them not be underrated because it is a great song. So nice to see it in both our rankings. So my 10 points goes to Spain. I mean, I agree with absolutely everything you said when you mentioned it. Like, this song is just, I've had it stuck in my head all day. It's just so catchy. I love that it brings in multiple languages. It's not just Spanish and English, but there's French and Portuguese, I think. I don't know if there's any other languages in there, but still, like, that's pretty awesome to have 4 languages in your song, even if it's just I love you. But like, what better thing to like have as if you're going to say anything, you know, to an audience of the world, and when you're especially trying to get their votes, it's to say I love you in their language. I think it's really cute. It's a good angle to go, and I would love to see this be a winner for Spain.
I hope so. I really do. I don't know. I mean, because it's like, well, I mean, like so many other countries, like France has won so many times, like Armenia just won, and Spain hasn't won since they won in like 2005. So like, and they've been bringing quality after quality, like they deserve it. Well, and now we move on to our 12 points, our winners for Junior Eurovision. So I don't know if mine is obvious or what, but who could my winner be? Well, let me give a little bit of a hint.
Yes. I knew it. I knew it.
Yes. My winner is none other than Armenia. Young girls.
Yeah.
Yes. I did do an inspired look from the queen herself, glasses queen. These have no lenses though. Like I wear glasses. I need to get them as prescription. I'm like, I can't see anything. Oh, if they were prescription, it would work. But anyways, I just love this entry so much. Oh, it's just they wow. Like, I don't know. I know that you know, you said you want Armenia to switch it up. And like, yes, but at the same time, like every single year, it's, you know, it's the girl bop kind of vibe, but it's always different. Like Milena had that kind of slow, cool, ballady pop vibe. Then we had kind of more disco last year, and now we got K-pop and hard-hitting beats, and we're gonna get a dance break. And oh, I'm excited to see how they deliver this live. This one just like on repeat over and over again. This is just a great song. I sent it to my friend who loves K-pop, and they were bopping out to it. Milena, you know why I need them to win, because I'm gonna consider Milena a 2-time Junior Eurovision winner. Since she was a co-writer on the song, she will be a 2-time Junior Eurovision winner with this. And then let's take her over to Eurovision and let her win that too. You know?
Yes.
This entry is just perfection to me. Armenia always slays, and this is no exception. I'm gonna need them to win. I'm gonna need them to win.
You know, I feel like Armenia does in Junior Eurovision what Euro fans wish Greece would do at regular Eurovision. Isn't that kind of what they're begging for every single year? Like, everyone wants Greece to be the powerhouse girl bop nation that Armenia is in Junior.
Yes.
It's kind of funny.
They just know what they're doing.
They do. They do know what they're doing. And they do it really, really, really well. Okay, so my 12 points, again, just like with Maxxy, it's probably not going to be a surprise. Germany, Deutschland gets my 12 points. I'm obsessed with this song. I love it. I mean, I think as soon as it came out, I said, like, I don't think anything is going to top this one for me. I love the lyrics. I love the meaning. I love the sign language element to it, that it's accessible. I don't know, just also she seems like the sweetest girl, and I'm sure every single contestant is lovely and wonderful, but 𝗄 just seems so sweet. She's got these bunny rabbits, these big fluffy bunny rabbits, and just like, I love bunnies. I had bunnies when I was growing
Oh,
up, and I
like pet
just
bunnies?
like pet bunnies. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, I love this song. I really would love to see, I just would love, they don't have to win. Germany doesn't have to win, but I would love to see this become one of Germany's best results, because I think they would deserve
yeah.
it.
They definitely do. I just wanted to look up because I knew that she had commented under my reaction, I think.
She
She said,
did.
yeah, she did. And it was so sweet. When you said that, I was like, she is. She's so nice. She said, "Dear Maxxy, thanks a lot for your kind reaction. Yes, my song is about me and my little sister, Amelia. It's our relationship and how we communicate with each other. Amelia is deaf and is not talking, but we always understand each other without words. Love, 𝗄. Yes,
So
love 𝗄."
cute.
And then she did oh, that's so cute. She did a little American flag and a Germany flag.
Oh,
Ah,
my
you know,
winner. Oh,
yes,
my
like that is the
winner.
people's winner. Like if we could have a miscongeniality of like Junior Eurovision, I'm
Gotta
sending
be
it to her.
𝗄.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although,
Oh,
yeah, shout out to Miss Girl from Poland, because have you been seeing she's doing covers of everybody's songs?
oh, she's a Theodora Andre.
Yes, yes, she is. So I've been loving those from her. Shout out to her.
Oh, that's cute.
Uh,
I didn't know about that. I'm gonna have to check those out. That's really adorable. I love
yeah.
that. You have
It's
to love music to do something like that. So that's really nice.
Yeah, and I will say that is something that I'm so excited that now that rehearsals have started, opening ceremony, like all the kids are together in that space, because that is one of the sweetest, most pure aspects of Junior Eurovision every single year, is the relationships that the kids all form in Junior Eurovision seems so much stronger than like even what we see in Eurovision. Like I know so many kids from years and years and years ago that still are like hanging out with other contestants from their years, and like they're all best friends years later. I love to see that. I feel like I it was so lost. I in 2020, yeah, in 2020, whenever Junior Eurovision, it still happened in 2020.
Mhm.
Um, but they weren't all together in that moment. And I just remember being like, wow, like you remember what you miss, that
Mhm.
aspect of just like being able to form those relationships and stuff. And so I'm so excited now that everybody's together. I love the Junior Eurovision season for that. It's so pure. And especially, I don't know, I'm excited because it's like all girls this year. I'm just excited to see how that all works out in terms of everyone's friendships. I feel like
Yeah.
it's going to be
Yeah.
so fun.
It is a
Um,
big girl party. Well,
yes,
let's do the definitive top ranking for our two-person
yes.
joint slay jury. So our winner is Armenia with 19 points. But really, it was a tight race for the top here, because both Germany and Spain have 18 points.
Mm,
But because I gave my 12 points to Germany and neither of us gave 12 to Spain, I would say that
mm,
Germany would be the second place here, because they
mhm.
did receive a top placement in one of the rankings. And then the next highest is 13 points to Ukraine. And then the next highest is 12 to North Macedonia. And then the others are in single digits. So
Slay.
yeah, so we're really tight race, but Armenia is going to be the joint slay Junior Eurovision jury winner.
I hope so. Ah, maybe they'll have me crying again. I cry every single Junior Eurovision. I don't know what it is.
Well,
Actually, that's what.
I'm so excited for Junior Eurovision. So I earlier today I was messaging my sister, and my sister has a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I said on Sunday, and I sent her the link, of the, like, how like you can save the video on YouTube because it's like the live streams like announced. I sent her the link and was like, you should show this to the kids on Sunday, because like it, I think they'll like it a lot. She was like, oh, okay, I'll show it to them. And then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, well, can I come over and watch Junior Eurovision with the kids? And she's like, yeah, I mean, you can always come over. And she was like, but actually their cousins, who are a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old, are also coming because it's the Thanksgiving holiday. So they're going to be staying at my sister's house. And my sister was like, well, why don't we do like a watch party and we can all watch it together? So it's going to be me, a 12-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old.
Oh my
And
God.
we're going to have a little macaroni and cheese, chicken nugget, Junior Eurovision party.
I'm jealous.
You should come.
That's so much fun. I'm
I
kicking my
know.
boyfriend out early that day.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, so are you going to do anything? You're just going to watch at home from bed?
Well, I always film my reactions, so it's actually really stressful. It's a very stressful day because I film them. Here's a little background, guys. I film them as they're happening because the goal is usually to finish filming all my reactions before points start being announced. So then I can live stream my live reaction to the points being announced. I have been able to do it in years past. I don't think last year I was able to do it. I don't think I was fast enough. But I always record my reaction. So it's very stressful. It's like reacting to all 16 songs in a row and then reacting to the points. And I always get really emotional. Maybe not last year, but when Milena won, oh my God, go back and watch that video. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm literally bawling my eyes out. It's so embarrassing. I just, yeah. So I'm hoping, maybe we get that again. I don't think I'll get a visceral reaction like that again. I was really emotional. The reason why I was so emotionally invested in Milena is her whole story of she's supposed to go to Eurovision or Junior Eurovision. Armenia has to withdraw because of a war, but she gets chosen to go the next year and wins. Like that is just the greatest story ever. So, well, it's not a good story in terms of the circumstances, but it's like similar to like Jamala, like they had to withdraw. And so like her coming back and then winning was like such a moment.
It's a comeback story. It's a comeback story. Yeah.
Well, the final thing for Junior Eurovision leading into it is now with Junior Eurovision is kind of weird because I always forget their running order isn't announced until the opening ceremony. That's when they announce the running order. So
God, we get it like weeks or months ahead of time.
I know we get it in Eurovision before we even have all the entries. I mean, so they basically what they do is they pull out a random name for the first and the last, the opener and the closer, and then they also pull out a random number for the host country. So for France this year, so Spain was pulled as the opener, and the Netherlands was pulled as the closer, and France was pulled for 12th place. So I'm just going to read off the overall running order. This is from first to 16th. So we have Spain opening the show. Then we've got Malta, Ukraine, Ireland, United Kingdom, North Macedonia, Estonia, Armenia, Poland, Georgia, Portugal, France, Albania, Italy, Germany, and the Netherlands. So I'm frustrated. Not that I think running order, especially in Junior Eurovision, matters as much because there is only 16 countries participating. However, I'm upset because all my favorites are in the beginning. And so a fun little fact, in the 20 years of Junior Eurovision that has existed, only 4 songs have ever won in the first half. But 2 of those songs were the last 2 years. So I feel as though possibly maybe the new voting rules and it being online, you being able to vote for your own country, you having to vote for multiple entries, and also the fact that you can vote before the contest, a few days before the contest.
Wait, you can vote for your own country?
Yes. So that's why you have to vote for multiple countries.
Oh, I see. So it's not just like you can vote 10 times for your country. You can only vote for them 1 time in your ranking or in your group of votes.
Exactly. Basically, So that is, I don't agree with that. That is a concern. I think that's a lot of people's reasonings as to why they are basically in the last couple of years, it's pretty much only been Poland, Armenia, and France that have won. And France has won twice and Poland has won twice of those. And those are since they started doing that kind of voting. And so I think people are a little concerned because all those countries, I don't actually know Armenia, but I know Poland and I know France have like higher viewing figures than other countries. And
they also have a lot more people than most other countries.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of people that live in Poland. People don't think of it as a big country, but it actually is.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's weird though, because when you look at that, like there are some countries like Germany is a huge country, but nobody watches Junior Eurovision. So, that is concerning. My favorites, Spain. Or Spain, Macedonia, and Armenia are all in the first half for me, which is scary. Now Armenia's in the end of the first half, so that's good. And again, I don't think it actually matters as much anymore. I think maybe it's a fluke of sorts. But Ukraine got not a great result, third place, but it's not as much of a death place in Junior Eurovision as it is in Eurovision, just because it's smaller. I would say, honestly, second place is more of the death spot. So rest in peace to Miss Malta. And they already don't get good televotes, so they're not.
I mean, like, regardless of like the impact that running order might have on votes, I think that the running order seems pretty good. I think Spain is an excellent opener.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, what better way to like bring the whole audience in with a song about like love. And there are a lot of kind of like maybe like slower ballady songs, but I feel like they got mixed in pretty well here, actually.
They did, actually, yeah.
And I think Netherlands closing the show, it's like a really high energy kind of party song. I think that's like a really nice, like a nice end, a beautiful start, a happy start, and like a powerful finish.
Yeah. I definitely think when I'm thinking of contenders for winning Junior Eurovision, I think Spain is a contender. I think that Armenia is a contender. I think France is a contender. Do you think anybody else of those are like real contenders? And it's so hard to tell. Like, I never know the way that people are going to vote. I feel like Junior Eurovision is very hard for me to predict. I don't think there are odds in the same way as Eurovision for Junior Eurovision. So like that stuff is all, it's hard to gauge how people will vote. And also kids are not going to be super vocal online. I mean, some of them are.
Right.
Girl, some of them be dragging me on Twitter, but most of them don't have Twitter. So
yeah, most of them shouldn't.
Yeah, so most of the loud people that you hear are all adults that really don't make up the large portion of people voting. So I don't know, but I feel like of those three, France was dealt a really good position. 12th out of 16 is really great. So if we think running order affects things, like maybe France has an edge up, but I also feel like all those contenders are spread out pretty well. So you don't have two like, potential winners back to back, which is good.
Yeah. I feel like Ukraine might have a pretty good chance. I don't necessarily, it's not like I'm thinking like, oh, they're definitely going to win, but I'm thinking as far as like people, like if there were to be kind of dark horse winner, I think Ukraine could probably pull that off just because it is just like really like likable for children. I think that in the same way that Alessandro was, where it was just like really like a really sweet song for kids. I feel like it could achieve that. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is last year, I don't think anybody was pegging France at, like as a winner. Like I wasn't seeing him as a super. I wasn't seeing him on really anybody's like radar as a winner. Maybe a good placement, but not as a winner. So, like I said, Junior Eurovision would be really throwing me for curveballs. So I sometimes really have no idea where it's going to go. So, but I'm excited to see, I'm excited to see everyone's live. Like this is like, only happens twice a year, Junior Eurovision and Eurovision. So I'm excited. I'm excited too.
I'm also excited for our Junior Eurovision to happen because that means that we're really into regular Eurovision, which of course is my bread and butter. So
Yes.
I'm really excited to get into like the meaty stuff. Also because like not to say like there's any amount of like self-censoring or anything as far as like, you know, not being overly critical of children, because like it's not hard to not be overly critical of children. But I, you know, like it's actually for people who can't seem to not be overcritical of children, it's actually really easy to just let the children be. Okay. But I'm really excited to be able to kind of like dig in a little bit more to things and because we're going to be dealing with adult artists who are the ones who are writing their
Some of them
songs.
are adults.
Some of them are some of them are adults, but generally people performers who are going to be a little bit more responsible for the content of their performances than we are with the children, where most of those packages are being created for them. So I'm really excited to get into a more critique type of level with regular Eurovision.
Yeah, and speaking of regular Eurovision, that takes us on to our national selection news. So, you know, for those of y'all who have been listening, we've been covering Malta's national selection, MESC, and we are on the final semi-final 4. And this Friday, whenever this episode comes out, we will actually be getting the qualifiers. So there are going to be 12 qualifiers of the 36 that competed, which is crazy to think. So people have been voting this whole time, every single semi-final voting. So there's not like, they're voting during the show. So that's like what is going to be who qualifies. And as far as we're aware, it's just going to be the top 12. It's not going to be, you know, 3 from each semi or whatever, you know, it's going to be the top 12. I'm assuming that's what I think I remember seeing. So, so I'm excited because this was another pretty good semi.
I gotta say,
yeah,
I gotta say, the new format is working.
Yeah.
This is so much better. It was unwatchable last year, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is really good. And I think, you know, maybe it's one of those things where it's a benefit to have people not have high expectations for you because it's easy to exceed low expectations. Maybe there's a little bit of that going on. But I think Malta really stepped it up. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've said it every single week, but they really have. And again, for those of y'all who like it, because I even be seeing people on Twitter be like, oh my God, this shit again. What do you mean? If this was coming from Sweden, if this was coming from, you know, one of those countries that y'all love to stan, y'all would be loving it. Like, there are some really great songs. There are actually numerous ones from every single semi that I want to add to my playlist that I'm pissed that they're not on Spotify yet, you know? So, and every single semi. So it's actually been really, really good. And I'm actually, now that we have all the songs, I really don't know who's going to go through it. Like, I'm really scared for my faves. Like, oh, this semi, I'll say I preferred the last one. I think the last one was the best overall. This semi was good, but there was not one from this that I like want to win, I suppose, is my overall feelings. Did you have any from here that like, I mean, we'll go through them, but
so I thought that Sirena song by 𝗫𝗆, I thought that one was really good. That one where I was like, okay, you know what? I feel like this would be a really good one to choose.
Yeah, I really liked that one as well.
Yeah.
I loved the way they integrated the Maltese in with the English. It all flowed really well. And sometimes it can be really clunky, and it really worked. And I'm always an advocate for Maltese in Eurovision because we never get it. So I want that. I felt like that one got a little repetitive for me towards the end. I just have a short listen. Okay. There's, you know, I'm TikTok brained. I'm Gen Z TikTok brain. I have a short attention span. I'm gonna need us to switch it up or else I get a little bored. So yeah.
I could see that a little bit, but generally speaking, this was a massive slay. Like, I was totally just like, I didn't want this one to end basically when I was listening to it.
That's how I felt when I first when I started listening to it. And then it was just kind of towards the end fizzled for me. I mean, we got to talk about the elephant in the room here. The song that everybody loves from this selection, which everybody swears is winning this and is the sure qualifier for Malta. Like, this is the only way Malta is apparently qualifying, is with
It's Matt Black.
Matt Black. Now, listen, I love this. I think it is really, really good. I literally, like, when we were getting ready, I started singing it. Like, it's been stuck in my head all day. Eat your bananas, bananas, na na na. I don't know what his dance is that he was doing, but it's already kind of addictive. It is really, really good. I just think, like, first of all, enough of the jokey songs about bananas. We already got the wolves, which y'all know I love. So no shade to them. But,
and that rhymed with grandma, and then this is with mama. So it is a little bit, it's a little, yeah. But I mean, what the fuck else are you going to rhyme with banana?
Well, don't use bananas then.
Well, but then how is he supposed to deep throat a banana during the breakdown if it's not songs?
Plenty of things he could deep throat. Okay.
This is why I need Junior Eurovision to end, so we can make more jokes like this.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean, I really, really like it. I just don't, like, why am I getting in arguments with people where people are like, oh, this is, I mean, come on, be realistic, guys. This is the only song from this selection that could possibly qualify. Yeah, what is giving you the indication that this type of stuff is doing great in Eurovision? Like, I'm sorry, I do feel like you could compare this to Eat Your Salad, Eat My Salad, or whatever.
This is an NQ if it goes to Eurovision. Like, I don't care how fucking campy it is. I mean, it's this Matt Black Bananas is Elena's booty. Like, it might, you might love it, and it might be great and make you happy, but it's not a qualifying material. Let's be real.
That is the battle that we are fighting here with Malta, is that they just don't be qualifying, and they need something that's going to actually, like, send them through. And I understand that there's, okay, so, like, the whole argument is that there's, so televote only semis. Guys, like, songs like this are not for sure going to do well with the televote. I mean, again, Eat Your Salad is literally got better rankings with the juries than with the televote. They came third to last.
I mean, look at Malta's last one with the busker, which was actually really slick and not a joke song at all.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, that it's ridiculous. People are delusional if they think that this is a sure qualifier.
Yeah. And I
it would have to be a weak ass year.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Who knows? We don't know what they're going to be up against.
It's not shade to Matt Black or the song. It's
just, like,
honestly, being realistic.
I think his entry last year was better. It was more, I guess the thing is there's like this thing, there's this fine line with, like, humorous entries where you have to have, like, the perfect balance of a sense of humor, but also seriousness and, like, production value and like kind of professionalism in a way of how it's presented.
Well, yeah, you just described Give That Wolf a Banana.
Yeah. And even I guess maybe the comparison would be Mama 𝗥𝗏 from last year.
Or that,
But it was messy, but, like, that was kind of like, first of all, there was a punk aspect to it where that's kind of part of it, and that's the way it all goes. Like, it's just not, and also, I don't know, it's just not the same thing. It's just not the same thing.
And that song did have a bit of, like, a deeper meaning, and I'm not sure that this one does. It's,
I mean, I guess body
novel
positivity, but, like,
maybe. I mean, I could see that. But
like, it's not enough for it to really.
Well, and it's like the whole banana thing. Like you said, there's already been a song about bananas dead. Melfest had that god awful BANAS song where she didn't even spell bananas correctly. So also though, okay, so the whole banana eating breakdown thing, I was screaming over the banana eating thing because, okay, so I don't do a lot on TikTok. I'm old, okay? I'm over the TikTok age. And so I end up in really weird corners of TikTok whenever I do use the app. And I have been watching these videos from this guy. And oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now. This is terrible. But I've been watching these videos from this guy who eats food. He's like a food reviewer. Maybe you had seen his one video went viral, which is how I found him. And it was like white dude from Kentucky has Indian food for the first time.
Oh,
and this
I think
dude
I have
is like
seen him
eating Indian food, like butter chicken in his car.
in his car.
And it's like, I was like, okay, I believe he's never had Indian food before, because nobody who's had Indian food would eat that shit in their car. Like your car's gonna smell like, if a drop of that hits the seats, it's over.
And I feel
and
like
I love me Indian food.
Yeah.
I do.
It's kind of, you just gotta
it's very aromatic. That's what
Yeah.
makes it a delicious food, is it's very aromatic. You don't want to eat anything like that in your car. But anyway, it was just so funny. He's like so cute and he's so wholesome. But I recently was going like down a deep rabbit hole of this guy's videos. And there was this video of him eating a banana. And he's like, at the beginning of the video, he's like, a lot of people have been asking for me to do a video eating a banana.
Excuse me?
And I'm telling you, this video is like 2+ minutes long. And I'm just watching intently as this guy eats this banana. And then he gets to the end, he eats the whole banana, and he's like, nobody asked me to eat a banana. I just felt like doing it. And that was what I thought about whenever I watched the Matte Black performance, because I was like, nobody wanted you to eat that banana, dude. You just wanted to eat that banana.
Yeah. And I guess thinking about that, like that comes back to the whole, like the intentions of it, where it's not being presented in a way of like, oh, here's tongue in cheek to a really serious topic. Like, no, what the fuck does that eating, the deep throating of the banana got to do with like body positivity? If that was like, if that's the message of it.
Well, and there's a really amazing piece of artwork by an artist, a Polish artist named 𝗤𝗨𝘆. And she did a lot of like very subversive, like vulgar, hypersexualized, like feminist art commentary. And she has this really great piece with a banana. And I'm just, if you search 𝗤𝗨𝘆 banana, you'll find it. It's really cool, subversive Polish art from like the 1970s.
We'll put it on the screen for the patrons.
Might have to blur it out a little bit. I think actually there's some nudity in it. So that's an 18 plus suggestion. That's an 18 plus suggestion. But you can see it if you go to museums. Patreon. Yeah. Yeah, you better believe it's loud on there. Anyway, that's just my little diversion. That's the duality of me. I'm like kid eating banana on TikTok, 𝗤𝗨𝘆 subversive modern art.
Yeah. Well, I feel like on the same vein, but I'll speak for myself. Well, I'll speak for myself here. I feel like an entry in this semi that did like kind of comedy and not take itself too seriously in a better way is with Miss Greta Tude.
Oh my God.
Because I think that's the thing. She knows exactly what this is. This is a drag queen bitch track. This is, I am the topic of discussion. I am on your mind. I am all that you think about. I'm a bad bitch. And she knows she's delivering that. And I just love the way she performed this. I love the way the song, this is one of those songs where it's like, oh, this is a performance. You know, this is not just a song, but this is made for you to perform this, have that whole moment. Oh my God, what's happening with my song? No,
you're ruining my song.
You're ruining my song. I am the topic, blah, blah, blah.
Iconic.
Like, she ate this up to me. Again, this is, whereas with Matte Black, I feel like his song last year was better. This one is way more of an improvement from Sound of My Stilettos. There's like a clear vision to this. There's a whole story, the performance, even like Greta, your vocals were way better than, I mean, not that they were, you know, horrible last year, but you know, they were great. You could see the improvement and the vision. The meme for me, shit, blah, 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 rah, rah, gaga. I was screaming that at my mom after I heard that. She said, I never showed her what I was doing. She's gonna understand now.
Now she'll
Now
get
that she
it.
listens, she's gonna understand. But I was like screaming that at her, and she's like, "What the fuck are you even saying?" This is like coming for the
I
memes. It's iconic.
I actually had to watch it twice. I watched
Yeah.
it the first time and I was like absolutely dumbstruck that I had to go back and watch it a second time. And I was like, okay, no, this shit fucking holds up. Okay. This is
Yeah.
good. This is more than just like shock value. Like you said, it's a performance, like start to finish. Like she is in it.
Yes. And this is one that like, oh my God, imagine now we get like what, like a month and a half, 2 months of preparation and like an actual legit full on stage production. Like, imagine what she would bring. Like even the prop, like she had a magazine that had her face on it. Like
I didn't
that was,
notice that.
yes, like that was her, queen. Like the content she was delivering, iconic. Um, so some other entries in this semi. Oh, okay. The other one that a lot of people are obsessed with, that a lot of people are saying is a potential winner, which makes me scared, is Ryan Hill with his song Karma. This one is one of the most viewed of all of the performances. This song is not good to me. It's so bland. It's so blah. What? Okay. And again, the cheesy cliche lyrics got me on my knees now. Got me begging, please now. Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
It is really corny.
Yeah. Like, and everybody's, oh my God, his voice. That's fine.
It's like forgettable as hell.
Yeah.
Like when you even said his name in car, I was like, wait, which one was that? No.
I know.
Like
I could see it on your face. You're like, people are saying that's a contender. Yes. Yes. Y'all, come on. Come on. Can we please be for real? Can we please be for real? No. It's a no for me.
I'm not seeing that. So the one that I think could end up doing really well in this competition, potentially winning this competition, that I'm worried about is this Breathe song by 𝗤𝗟𝗆. Like she's a great singer, but the song is just nothing. And I'm worried that they're going to make the same mistake that they made with Emma Muscat, where they chose somebody who's a really great singer and a great performer, but with a really substandard song that just doesn't go anywhere, doesn't say anything. A message, this song that's really well performed is not going to get you into the finals at Eurovision. It's just not.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, I think Emma Muscat was a big name at least. So I think that was a big reason why she like was a contender to win. Hopefully this girl's a nobody. I hate to say that, but hopefully, she doesn't have those Emma Muscat, backings to her. Even though I low-key became an Emma Muscat stan in the end. But
I did not. Well, I mean, I didn't hate the song. And actually, fun fact, I have the same silver shoes that she wore at her performance.
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing them the whole time in Liverpool. I love those shoes.
You eat those up.
Yeah, the Buffalo Londons.
Yes. Oh my God, I have my pair right next to me. Mine are beige.
Oh, sick. I like those.
I have I don't have the fun pair next to me. I have a clear, the platform is clear, and the actual fabric of the shoe is an iridescent purpley shift, and they look like shoes that you should be able to stomp and lights glow, but they don't.
Oh,
but
that would be
I also
cool.
have those from Buffalo. I know, right? For how expensive those shoes are, add some LEDs, but
literally like they do for children's shoes.
Yes, literally. I know adults don't want that, but I do. Why not? I don't know. I mean, I think that there were not a lot of songs in this semi that like really stood out for me other than Greta and Matt Black. I mean,
Miles Away was good. Like, that Martina Cotillard, Miles Away. This was the kind of like 80s synth that had a little bit of like an Italo disco vibe. I thought this one was nice because it sort of like it never stayed on one, part of the song for too long. Like it always, it kind of like switched it up a lot. And so it kept me really interested all the way through to the end. Like by the time the song was over, like it wasn't one of those songs where you get 2 minutes in and you're like, oh my God, is it over yet? Like it just, it went somewhere for me. That
was one I definitely like when listening to it. I was like, oh, this is one of those ones like I don't know why my brain, I call it the 𝗬𝗆 effect of like songs that are not like the greatest, but I know I will be listening to them over and over and over again. I will say like definitely the whole song, it sounds like she's saying when you fart, it's going to be hard.
It does a little bit.
And so we need to work on that.
And that's workable. That's workable.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I mean, that song from Christian Arding, no, it was a no. It was a chop. Truly sounded like it was transported out of the 80s of a last placer from 80s Eurovision. It's a no. I don't know. You know, I think...
I was just going to say that that song Arrows, by Kyle George, this song, it reminded me of two songs. One song that I absolutely hate, which is Empires by Alicia Shimplinska.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. It so does, because it's like cliche after cliche after cliche after lines that sound like they were ripped out of other songs, all squished together in this Frankenstein's monster of a song with bad lyrics.
You stay hating on my girl Alicia.
I don't... no, that song sucked. And but the other song that it reminds me of, not in the song sense, but in his performance and vocals, reminds me of Alessandro Dinescu. He had a song in the Romania national selection. And I can't believe I always blank on the important stuff whenever I want to mention somebody. But this song, it was like, don't want nobody different, don't want nobody else, nobody but you. It's called Breaking Up. Now I remember, because breaking up feels like I'm breaking up. Oh God, it's
2018.
This is one of the there actually still is maybe a video.
It's a bop.
It's a train wreck bop. It is the most disaster of it's a dumpster fire in a train wreck.
Oh my
God. Whole performance. I mean, like literally, I think about it and I smile because it makes me laugh so much. His voice, it goes like so off key. Like it's one of those things where like I actually like feel bad for him in a way. And it seems like he's tried to kind of scrub this performance from the internet. But that's what it reminded me of. It made me think of Empires, and it made me think of Breaking Up by Alessandro Dinescu.
Well, I feel like at any given opportunity you shade Empires, and I have to always come in and say I loved that entry so much. It's one of my favorites from that year. I don't know why. And she has this other song that she came out with after, or no, it was actually before. It was her first song, I think. And it's so good. It's a bop. It's great. I love her voice, Alicia. Anyways, bring her back for Poland. But I don't know. When I was listening to that one, all I was thinking of was, it doesn't sound any similar at all. But I just kept thinking of the song from UMK. I'll keep shooting arrows, arrows, arrows.
So a better song called Arrows.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, okay. So in Malta, who do you have any ones? Who are your favorites? Who are you like, I need these to qualify? Do you sorry, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, because I know there was a lot of songs, but
yeah, there was a lot of songs, and they did all kind of run together, to be honest. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, like the ones that well, I guess that's the thing. It's like the contest was stronger than I expected, but it wasn't so strong that there were any songs that I heard that I was like, oh, like that one, like I gotta, like I love this. Gotta put that one on the playlist.
Okay, well, I'll say for me, I feel very differently. Mara by Denise needs to win.
That one was good.
By Denise needs to win. I'm telling y'all, I really genuinely from my soul feel as though that is Malta's best option, because I feel like, especially when we're looking at it from the perspective of also potentially being able to be like revamped, Not that I feel as though it needs a revamp, but I feel like everybody's criticisms of it, which I don't really agree with, but I feel like everybody's criticisms of it is just stuff that could be very easily fixed in a revamp. And I just feel like it gives me My Sister's Crown vibes in a way, like kind of the storyline where she's like Frank Park, Joan of Arc, Queen of Hearts, whatever at the beginning, and it's like women empowerment and mothers and all this stuff, and that's the vibe. And I just feel like it's got like a very cool artistic aspect to it, and the lyrics and the story, and then she's delivering choreo and her vocals were flawless. Like, come on, some of y'all's face could never. I just love this. I love it so much. I feel so strongly about this. She needs to win. Maltese people, if y'all want what's best for you, because also at the same time, the people who were in my comments trying to say that Matt Black is definitely going to qualify, need I remind you all that the 3 times that Malta has qualified in the last 10 years and made top 15 at that were all with girl bops, with Chameleon, Walk on Water, and 𝗲𝗎𝗆. All right, those were the only 3 times they qualified. So I feel like Mara could fit right in with all of them.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's my winner.
Okay.
I don't need to say anybody else. That's who I want to win. But I'm rooting for 𝗏𝗏𝗏 to make it through because I need to see that on a bigger stage.
I agree. From today's selection, that's the one that I would really like to see that one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and my girl Aliana Gomez Blanco. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
It's so hard because that was so long ago. But then
it does feel like ages ago.
Yeah, I do. I'll just say this as a final thing. I don't like the fact that Malta decided that they weren't going to upload the live performances until they all were done being performed, because now everybody from this most recent semis, their videos are really high views on the official channel. Whereas all the other songs from, semis and semis ago, they all have really low views on the official channel because they were already uploaded on, that other channel, and they have all their views over there. So I'm like, why do we do that?
Not great.
Yeah, especially because voting, it's not like it makes it any more fair because voting is done per semi, which is good. I think, so that it's not like, oh, now voting's open 4 weeks later. Well, then, poor Eliana Gomez Blanco be fucked.
You couldn't run it that way. That'd be a terrible idea.
Yeah, but and the final thing, I need somebody to answer me. Anybody know when these songs are going on Spotify? Because I need them on Spotify now. But yeah, so excited to see the results. So then, speaking of results, last week we talked about the short list for Vidbir, which had 20 artists. So we did get the final 10 artists that went through, and we also got some little descriptions. All right, so we got some little descriptions of some little teasers to what we might be able to expect of these artists. So we're going to go through the artists that did go on and qualify. If you want to see some more kind of like in-depth on maybe my thoughts on our thoughts on some of these artists, I just thought of how I like went off on like a 10-minute tangent about Aliona. So if you want to see any of that, refer back to our last episode where we talked about all 20 of the artists, but we did get 10. So the people that are going on to the final, I suppose, they went through auditions, whatever, that weren't televised as far as I'm aware. But basically the people going through: Jerry Hill and Aliona together, as expected. Hello. Drevo, Ingrid, Nazva, Nahaba, which I'm so excited about, Skylar, Yaktak, Zifferblatt, Yagodi, and Melvin. So I'm excited. Carpet Man did not go through. So.
Oh, you're right. But there's still one more by public vote. Is that right? Is that correct?
Is that right? Because there has to be, because ain't nobody else see the performances, right? But then how we hear the songs? But then this is 10. So
What is?
So I don't really know. Maybe this was televised. Can we find these? Let me look this up real quick. No, because we don't even know their names of their songs.
Right. It doesn't have any names on
Let me not
whatever
look
this
up
cheat
Jerry
sheet
Hill
is.
and Aliona because they got a million songs together. I don't know. Okay, well, you know, the thing is, with many of these situations, there are many unanswered questions because number one, we don't speak, you know, Ukrainian, so we can't really follow what's going on. So we kind of have to rely on people, you know, translating things for us. And unfortunately, the resident Ukrainian translator who usually would translate stuff on Twitter is like canceled. So,
Are you talking
and-
about the one who begins with V?
yes, the one that tried to take down my sister's crown.
Yes, that's this one. Okay.
Yes, so we're not really getting those kinds of updates anymore. Anyways, some of these descriptions are kind of crazy. Some of them are not very interesting. The one that stood out to me was for 𝗏𝗏. They said, looks like something insane is happening on stage, screaming, smearing yourself in dark matter.
Sounds like Jan. Sounds like Jan's music video from.
Oh, but I know they're gonna chew. Like, did you ever
Yeah.
end up going and listening to their music? Because their music, I see the dark matter. I see it happening.
Okay.
I see it
interesting.
happening. A little disappointed with the description of 𝗥𝗏𝗆, just a dramatic ballad.
Okay.
Damn, I wanted a bop. Someone deep in water lives in the ocean. You know, I wanted more of that. They for Jerry and Aliona, description is it's very similar to their collabs previously. Like, that's very exciting to me. For 𝗲𝗏𝘆, they said there wasn't much shown, but it's kind of that chill, calm vibe. And it's a love song. Okay, doesn't sound very interesting to me. 𝗫𝗏𝗄, funny, life-affirming, danceable, comical, absurd. It's like a little rainbow violin synthesizer, big ass drum. That sounds promising.
This one sounds good. I'm looking forward to that one.
That sounds really cool. And a little rainbow. Oh my god, it's a nod to me.
Oh my god.
Skylar, no ethnic motives, little traditional elements, but completely different to song compared to last year's. I don't know what they mean by that. Okay. These are very vague descriptions. Song is called La La La. You can see him singing La La La. That's for Yak Tak. Okay.
I'm intrigued by 𝗥𝗏𝘆, which means
Yeah.
blueberry, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
In
blueberry.
what?
Well, at least in Polish, 𝗥𝗏𝘆 is blueberries. It's
Oh,
also
I love
the name
blueberries.
Jagoda is a really popular girl's name, like
Mm.
a first name. And when I was living in Poland, there is a nightclub called Jagoda that was really popular that I spent a lot of
Oh.
time at. But they say that this song is really high energy performance, Vesna mixed with 𝗥𝗏𝘆 and Timotei accordion moment. So that's another one that sounds really exciting.
That
I mean,
sounds
this is
cool.
going to be a good final.
Yeah, for sure. And even with Melvin, they said really dramatic and similar to Under the Ladder vibes. He said he wrote it in a cemetery in Lviv. How's it? Lviv?
Lviv.
Lviv? Really mystical. That sounds exciting. I'm excited. Ukraine always delivers, and these were some really like vague descriptions, but I'm excited based on them. It sounds like there was some sort of audience situation. It said it makes reference to audience reactions.
And it looks like this is a screenshot from Discord.
From Discord. I
This
hate
looks
Discord.
like Discord. I'm
And
not good with Discord.
you know, again, we are both too old for Discord, I think. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And also, frankly, like, I don't know. I don't like places where anonymity, not being able to, it's where a lot of people are anonymous, and I don't like that. I know maybe for safety reasons, like, that's a good thing, but it also brings out the worst of people. And there's a lot of pedophilia on Discord and stuff because a lot of the
Ooh.
people who use Discord are younger. And I don't think that gets talked enough about.
Well,
So
and that's
down
the
with
part
Discord.
that's weird about Discord for me, is because it's so anonymous. Like the reason that a lot of people are being anonymous is because they're 13 and they're not supposed to be on Discord in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not really trying to have arguments with 13-year-olds. I'm just not.
Exactly. It's either you're 13 years old or you're like a horrible racist. And those are not, either reasons are not people I'm really trying to interact with.
Well, of course, there's plenty of great people who are on Discord as well, but
Exactly.
it, you know, the rotten apple spoils the whole bunch.
Exactly. Well, so that's that on the national selection news. But we do, in reference to Eurovision 2024 still, there have been, you know, throughout the weeks have been increased rumbles of Bulgaria returning to Eurovision. So we did cover on the podcast a few weeks back whenever it happened, when Bulgaria accidentally posted that tweet announcing their return. Well, as we basically, the date on that was for November 25th, which is nearing. And
my birthday.
Really? Oh my God. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
But well, this would be a great birthday celebration, is the fact that Victoria in the last, honestly, like week or so has been liking a lot of stuff. And also Bulgaria's own Twitter has been kind of liking her tweets about this. It's kind of like, you know, we know they love to like play around, but some of the things that like Victoria liked were, of course, like she's been liking all the tweets that were calling for her return. But there was also a tweet where, or it wasn't a tweet. So somebody had posted on those like kind of Instagram question things, I wish you represented Bulgaria at Eurovision with Bloom. I'm assuming that's a new song of hers, but she said, who said I won't? So she's kind of teasing everybody. She said, we're thinking, and then she said, surprise announcement coming next week. Well, next week would align with the date that Bulgaria had accidentally posted. And again, it's kind of the question of like, why did they have a tweet lined up about that? Whatever. So also there were early rumors of 𝗵𝗆Genova, of her representing them, or of basically people were asking her, would you want to represent them? And she literally said, I'm ready. If they ask me, I'm doing it, basically. I was like, oh, whoa, okay. So, I mean, that's exciting, I suppose. Do we really want her? I thought she was like a Russia sympathizer.
She works with 𝗥𝗏.
Okay. So
yeah, so I don't really want to see 𝗵𝗆Genova come back.
Now,
I wouldn't mind seeing Victoria. I'd be cool with that. Bulgaria in general, I'd be happy with. But we haven't had the full results list. There's been a couple heads of delegations who have gone and done interviews and said the number is 41.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of been doing their arithmetic and which country could it be? Who's coming back? Blah, blah, blah. There was also a little bit of a dust up too, because the Eurovision account said that they were going to be announcing something about tickets. And everyone took that to mean that they're going to start selling tickets. And I was like, where the fuck are you reading that? Because I am not reading anything about selling tickets. What I'm expecting from that statement is that they're about to tell us when tickets will be available, or if they're using Ticketmaster. Like, I think that's what the thing is going to be, is that they're not using Ticketmaster.
However, traditionally in the past, they have announced ticket dates like the week of them going on sale. Like most of the time, they tend to like basically be like, okay, ticket announcement is coming soon, and it's literally in a few days. So, I mean, that doesn't mean they're not going to post the participating list tomorrow, you know, and then tickets will go on sale in a few, whatever. I mean, I do feel like ticket sale, I don't know. I feel like they need to happen a little earlier than, I remember in Italy, girl, I swear I was packing my bags and tickets were still going on sale. I was like, you know, it always happens so close, but
it was pretty late for England too, because I remember like I had tickets, I had accommodations, and it was like, tickets meaning flights, I was like, if I don't get show tickets, like, what do? Do I cancel my rooms? Do I cancel my flight? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that that's the thing is like, oh my God. I mean, it's a relief for people who are trying to go where, and also like if getting tickets doesn't matter, because a lot of the times a lot of housing opens up whenever people don't get tickets
Yeah.
and then they cancel their accommodations that they may have booked or whatever. So, in some ways it's good. Like, okay, let's do that early so that I can like get these things opening up a little sooner. But I don't know. I don't really care. Um, I'll probably still try to buy tickets. I'm not gonna lie. Because I still don't know if I'm not going. Max, be for real,
Right.
you're not going.
I
Like
mean, I
was
know
sitting
for
here.
sure I'm not going, so I'm also not pressed at all about the ticket thing.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go,
I'm
but
pressed about the participation list. I would like to see that, but
yes,
I'm not worried
yeah.
about tickets.
So that's another reason why I do. I mean, maybe it's wishful thinking. I want to believe these Bulgaria rumors, and I do see that there is maybe a high potential that they do return. I mean, the fact that they're active on social media, the fact that, the list hasn't come out yet, those are things that maybe are good signs of the potential of them returning. And I want them to return, you know? So, and yeah. So I'm hopeful. I'm fine if Victoria represents them every single year. I really don't care. I love her. And I think she's great. And I think she's a great artist. And if anybody was to bring Bulgaria a win, I think, it could be her. So, and she follows me on Twitter. So
Totally unbiased.
yes. Well, that tells me she's not homophobic. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true.
But speaking of
Speaking of homophobic,
speaking of
Russia.
homophobic, speaking of homophobic Russia, speaking of not homophobic though, Jamala.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of gay LGBT icon queen Jamala. So there was some crazy weird news that came out just a few days ago. Basically, a Russian website, Media Zona, reported that Jamala was put on the list of Russia's most wanted. Apparently this was back in October, but the article just came out. It said shortly after that, she was arrested in absentia by a Russian court. And the court alleges that she spread misinformation about the Russian army, which violates Part 1 of Article 207.3 of the Criminal Code. So this is as all this is coming out as Jamala is on her world tour, and she's currently in Australia raising awareness about the Russia-Ukraine war, and she's been raising money to go to support Ukraine, and she's been doing all these great, amazing things. She is like just a queen, icon, legend. She responded to it the day the article came out with a photo of herself in front of the Sydney Opera House with just the facepalm emoji. And honestly, I feel like that's the reaction that you need from this, because this is just kind of like ludicrous. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary. So, of course, after the invasion, Jamala did flee with her children to Istanbul, where I guess her sister lives. And she said that ever since Eurovision, she's been being targeted by Russia. It said a quote from her: "Even in 2016, when I went to Eurovision with my song 1944, there was a big information campaign against my family. I don't feel safe now." And this is probably really scary because it's just like that added thing of like, oh, okay, like they're actually after me. Like, girl, it's not just like, underground little stuff. Like they're actually trying to do something to me. That's scary.
Yeah.
But my queen is strong, and when you mess with Jamala, you mess with me. So I
And
will be.
this is just so
Yeah.
It's literally just posturing. I mean,
Mhm.
like, what country in the world would follow like 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 if you were in like the British Commonwealth or something, like I bet they could probably collect on a warrant. But like I doubt Jamala is going to North Korea where they would pick her up as a
Yeah.
fugitive.
And I mean, what I saw people saying was basically just like, all this means is if she were to go to Russia, then they might arrest her. Like, but she ain't going to Russia.
She's not going there. And I think the same thing maybe happened with the Natalia from Pussy Riot, where like if she goes back, they're gonna put her in jail, but like she ain't got no plans to go back.
I saw also that Russian group, I think it's Ice Peak or something like that. They had a big song on they're very similar to Pussy Riot in terms of even their like style, but they had a big song on TikTok at one point. But it's the same sort of thing. Like, yeah, like, girl, they ain't think I don't, and especially Jamala, it's not like, I mean, at least they're from Russia. Like, Jamala ain't going to Russia, period.
Right. Right. Although she would potentially have issues if she were to like go to like an occupied part of Crimea.
Yeah.
Which is where she's from. So it is kind of saying that like she can't go home because they would arrest her.
Yeah.
Like until the war is over and they get Crimea back.
And that's scary. And it's scary to think that shit like this is going on. And especially for a person that, I mean, she's doing so much good. And they're just grasping at straws at this point. Yeah. Like Russia's their public perception is just completely down the drain, and they're just doing whatever they can to try to take down the people that are just doing amazing things. And I don't know, you know what confuses me is like, I don't know, I'm like, how the fuck you going, I mean, she's not a Russian citizen. How you going to try to put your laws onto her, Miss Girl? Like,
right, for speech that she said somewhere else. It actually
sorry, y'all don't have free speech over there. Like,
right.
You know,
I mean, you know, all this story really just solidifies is that getting Russia out of Eurovision was good riddance to bad rubbish. We did not need this country in the competition. This is what that country represents. It represents attacks on artists. And the EBU was right in kicking them out.
Yeah, I mean, because, exactly. And, you know, shout out to the EBU for that. Let's hope they have the balls to do it, you know, in the future at some point. You know, who knows, whenever.
I mean, yeah, it's, you know, same rules for everybody. Same rules should apply for everybody.
Exactly. Well, that is Eurovision news for the week. That is what's going on. Now, you know, after this episode, in a few days, we're gonna have a Junior Eurovision winner, which is very, very exciting. I can't wait to talk about all those Junior Eurovision results and stuff with you next week. And yeah, if you guys like this episode, of course, don't forget to head over to our Patreon and subscribe over there so you don't miss out on any more content that we put out over there, any of our exclusive content. We still have that game of charades, or not charades. That game
word
of
association.
Charades would be fun though.
Would be.
Charades would be fun. You know, next time I see you in person, maybe
we'll do that. Yeah,
that would be fun. So, you know, anything like that. Of course, the full-length video episodes, they come out early on Thursday. So if you don't want to miss any of those, make sure you head over to the Patreon and subscribe over there. Don't forget to leave a review of this if you're listening over on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you're on,
if you made it to the end of the episode, drop a trophy emoji in the chat. A trophy emoji to celebrate the upcoming Junior Eurovision winner.
Yes. And yeah, my name is Maxxy Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the E-Spot.
And we will see you all next week. Goodbye.